Yo, what's up, Internet Explorers? Today, we're diving deep into the mysterious world of the dark web. It's a place shrouded in secrecy. Some say it's a digital den of iniquity, teeming with cybercriminals. Others claim it's a haven for free speech and anonymity. Buckle up, because we're about to separate fact from fiction. Think of the internet like an iceberg. You got the surface web like Google and Facebook. Beneath the surface, there's the deep web, and way down at the bottom, that's the dark web. It's like the hidden basement of the internet. The dark web is accessed using special software, like Tor. This software makes it hard to track who's who. Think of it like a digital disguise. No one knows who you are. Now, before you freak out, remember the dark web isn't all bad. It has its legitimate uses too. But first, let's bust some myths. Alright, so what exactly is the dark web? Imagine a secret network of websites hidden from regular search engines. That's the dark web in a nutshell. It's like a secret society of websites, only accessible with special software. Some use it for privacy and anonymity. Think journalists, activists, or whistleblowers. It helps them communicate freely without fear. Researchers study cybercrime on the dark web. They're like digital detectives. But it also has shady characters, marketplaces for illegal goods and services. The dark web is just a tool. It can be used for good or evil. All right, let's address the elephant in the room. The dark web has a bit of a PR problem. It's often portrayed in the media as this scary, dangerous place where every click leads to something illegal or sinister. But is that really true? Let's debunk some common myths. Myth number 1. The dark web is a lawless wasteland. False. While it's true that law enforcement has a harder time tracking down criminals on the dark web, it's not a complete free-for-all. The FBI and other agencies have had some major successes in infiltrating and shutting down illegal operations on the dark web. Myth number 2. Everyone on the dark web is a criminal. Wrong again. As we discussed earlier, there are plenty of legitimate reasons why someone might use the dark web. It's like saying everyone who wears a hoodie is up to no good. Not true. Myth number 3. The dark web is only for tech geniuses. Not at all. While accessing the dark web does require some technical knowledge, it's not rocket science. There are plenty of resources available online that can teach you how to use Tor and other dark web browsers. Let's dive deeper into these myths and really break them down. First up, the myth of the lawless wasteland. Sure, the dark web provides a degree of anonymity, but it's not a complete free-for-all. Law enforcement agencies are constantly working to stay one step ahead of cybercriminals, and they've had some major wins in recent years. Remember Silk Road? It was like the Amazon of illegal drugs, operating on the dark web for years. But in 2013, the FBI shut it down and seized millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. The mastermind behind Silk Road, Ross Ulbricht, is now serving a life sentence. The message is clear. Even on the dark web, crime doesn't pay. Now, let's talk about the myth that everyone on the dark web is a criminal. This is simply not true. In fact, many users are just ordinary people who value their privacy and want to communicate freely without fear of surveillance. Think about it. We use passwords to protect our email accounts, right? We use VPNs to secure our internet connections. So why is it so hard to believe that people might use the dark web for similar reasons? It's all about protecting your digital identity and freedom of expression. Section 5. The good, the bad, and the in-between real-life uses of the dark web. Let's move on to the practical side of things. What are some real-life examples of how the dark web is used, both legally and illegally? The dark web is a vital tool for journalists and activists in countries with strict censorship laws. It allows secure communication and information sharing. On the flip side, it's home to illegal marketplaces for drugs, weapons, and stolen data. Studying these activities helps law enforcement combat cybercrime. Section 6. Knowledge is power. Why understanding the dark web matters. So, why is it important to understand the dark web? Well, for starters, knowledge is power. The more you know about the dark web, the better equipped you'll be to protect yourself from its potential dangers. Think of it like this. You wouldn't walk through a dangerous neighborhood at night without taking some precautions, right? You'd be aware of your surroundings, keep your valuables close, and maybe even walk with a friend. The same goes for the digital world. Understanding how the dark web works, its potential risks, and how to navigate it safely is crucial in today's digital age. It's not about becoming a cybersecurity expert overnight, but rather about being informed and taking basic precautions to protect your online identity and data. Moreover, understanding the dark web can help us have more informed discussions about important issues like privacy, security, and freedom of speech in the digital age. It's not just about the technology itself, but also about the social and ethical implications of its use. Impact on society. Section 8. Stay informed, stay safe, navigating the digital age. In today's digital age, it's more important than ever to be aware of the potential risks and challenges of the online world, including the dark web. But it's not about living in fear or avoiding the internet altogether. It's about being informed, taking precautions, and using the internet safely and responsibly. Just like you wouldn't leave your front door unlocked, you shouldn't leave your digital life vulnerable to attacks. Use strong passwords, be wary of phishing scams, and keep your software updated. These simple steps can go a long way in protecting your online identity and data. Remember, knowledge is power. The more you know about the dark web, the better equipped you'll be to navigate the digital world safely and responsibly. Section 9. Beyond the headlines, the dark web's impact on our lives. The dark web often makes headlines for all the wrong reasons. Cybercrime, drug trafficking, data breaches. It's easy to get caught up in the negative narrative. But it's important to remember that the dark web also has a significant impact on our lives in ways we might not even realize. For example, the dark web plays a crucial role in cybersecurity research. By studying the tactics and techniques of cybercriminals, security professionals can develop better tools and strategies to protect businesses and individuals from attacks. It's like a game of chess, where you need to understand your opponent's moves to stay one step ahead. Moreover, the dark web can be a valuable resource for investigative journalists and whistleblowers. It provides a secure platform to communicate sensitive information and expose corruption, human rights violations, and other wrongdoing. In many cases, the dark web has been instrumental in bringing important truths to light. Section 10. The future of the dark web. Challenges and opportunities. The dark web is constantly evolving, and its future is uncertain. As technology advances, so too will the methods used by both criminals and law enforcement agencies. It's a constant cat-and-mouse game, with each side trying to outsmart the other. One of the biggest challenges facing law enforcement is the increasing sophistication of cybercriminals. As encryption technologies become more advanced, it's becoming more difficult to track down criminals and bring them to justice. However, there are also opportunities to use the dark web for good. For example, some experts believe that the dark web could be used to create more secure voting systems or provide anonymous platforms for whistleblowers to report wrongdoing. The future of the dark web is a complex and multifaceted issue. It's a space where innovation and criminal activity often go hand in hand. It's up to us, as a society, to decide how we want to approach this evolving digital landscape. By staying informed, engaging in open dialogue, and promoting responsible use, we can harness the power of the dark web for good while mitigating its potential risks.